Namaste. My name is Dr. Robert Henry Schwenk, aka Dr. Bob for You, coming to you from Studio for You in Norwalk, Ohio. The title of today's blog is The Meaning of Life, to be Happy, and the Growing Secularization of Society. Have you heard religious organizations lately decrying the secularization of society? I know this is a little off topic for me, but I believe it does have something important and significant to do with the meaning of life and being happy. When all proscriptions by religion are taken away, you become free to be who you really are. You get to choose the meaning of your life and the way you are to be happy. You know, the saying, I wish I had $1 for every... I lost count early in my full-time life coaching career, clergy, of the number of times people came to me and said to me the awful things, told me about the awful things that they learned or had happened to them in their childhood in the church. How they were scared to death over what was described to them as hell. How that if they did not conform to the teachings of that particular religion, that's where they would spend eternity. I just got a Facebook the other day from a woman whose child had been fussing in a worship service, and a man, a total stranger, sitting nearby, took the child from her and began spanking him. Wow. Yet some religious organizations are complaining about the increased secularization of society. That means that people are turning away from the religious organizations and trying to run their own lives. I say, hooray! I say this, hooray, from one who has spent his entire adult life from age 18 until retirement at 61 being responsible to see that folks knew and followed what my religious organization taught. I still remember the day when a woman came to me after a worship service of that particular organization and said, "You've got to tell me what to do. I've always relied on religion to tell me what to do." I told her I would not do that for her, but I could help her find her own way. She was visibly upset. You could see it in her face when I gave that reply, and she therefore shortly left that particular religious organization that I was leading at the time. My point is this: it's time for humans to begin to make up their own minds. I know that some do not want to do that. Many, maybe the majority, still want to be told what to do, what to believe, how to act. I believe people need to decide for themselves. If people do this, some will say there will be religious anarchy. Guess what? There already is. Some will say that people won't behave if they're not threatened with hell. Threats of hell were deliberately used over the centuries to have people be kept in line. We have got to come into a new age where people decide for themselves to behave, whatever that means, because it is best for them to do for themselves. I behave well because that will get the best for me, myself. When you have found happiness within, by being in contact with the supreme consciousness of the universe, which is the meaning of life, you will naturally want to fulfill that happiness in the outside world. Find your bliss within and beam your bliss into the world. What do you think would happen if everyone tried to do this? I think peace would break out on the earth. I think sanity would break out on the earth. I think that the conservation of all species on the planet of the earth would break out. I think that we would have a far, far better chance of surviving the next 100 years as the species we name human. So I say, hooray for the great secularization of society. Let people choose for themselves as they are taught the consequences of their own actions. Let us drift away from religions that tell us we have to do it this way or that way or go to hell. Nonsense. Let us drift toward ideas that teach us we are responsible for our own actions and their consequences. But this idea is not new with me. No, it's been around for thousands of years. Well, enough ranting from me for today. I'm Dr. Bob for you, and you can find all the contact information you might need at the end of this video, and I always invite comments, and I'll see you next time. But in the meantime, may you and all sentient beings know happiness and the root of happiness.